Welcome back to the channel for Right Time Watches here in Denver, Colorado. Today we're doing an exciting side-by-side video of the new Bulova Precisionist X chronograph right next to the old-style Precisionist chronograph. Before we dig into the details on these two fantastic watches, we'll invite you to subscribe to our channel so that you catch all of our upcoming videos on amazing watches like these. We know that many of you have enjoyed our reviews of the new Bulova Precisionist X. And in doing so, we've seen some comments requesting that we compare the two side by side. So here's our answer to that request. On the left, we've got the new Bulova Precisionist X, and on the right, we have the older style Bulova Precisionist chronograph. There's truly a lot to love about both models. This Precisionist X is a little bit more sleek and modern looking, a little bit less industrial than the other model. We do still have the large case, and this one comes in a dark gray PVD with a blue rubber strap. This one comes with a lovely, attractive blue dial and really is quite legible with white lume on the hands and indices. The older style Precisionist, really attractive as well, and as I stated, a little bit more of that industrial styling. They both have a continuously sweeping seconds hand option and moves smoothly because we're operating at 262 kilohertz. This one, however, has a nicely accented red seconds hand. The depth of view on the dial is really quite impressive on both models. We have several chronograph registers on the inside of the dial, that way you can time very accurately using that impressive, hyper-accurate quartz chronograph movement that's inside both of these watches. The dial on this older model is a little bit busier as well, as we have a tachymeter scale surrounding the outside, and a little bit more detailing on some of the chronograph registers, as well as detail between the indices. The newer X model is just a little bit simpler and cleaner of a layout. However, we do have a nice half of a skeleton, if you want to call it that, on the lower side of the dial of this watch. Both have a subtle signature to the Precisionist line on the counterbalance of the smoothly sweeping seconds hand. The Precisionist X is just a little bit smaller at 48 millimeters, the old style being 49. The lug-to-lug on the new a little longer at 58, the old being 55, and the thickness being almost the same on both at 18 millimeters thick. These are chunky, beefy watches and are definitely worn and made to make a statement on the wrist. The case design is where the differences really start to come into form. This Precisionist X model has nice lateral grooves here on the left side of the case, and all of the metal is one color, a PVD stainless steel. The groove styling continues here on the right side on the pushers for the chronograph. We have a slightly curved sapphire crystal covering the dial, which gives kind of a neat distortion over the top of this beautiful chronograph. The older style has a little bit of a different shaped case, and we have a mixture of metal colors here with a blue PVD accenting the stainless steel. The bezel protrudes a little bit more and has a unique texture to it. The right side of the case with the chronograph pushers, the pushers are a more standard round, but we do still have that beautiful Bulova signed crown. Again, we have a curved sapphire crystal covering the dial. This one may be just a little bit more pronounced. Strap on the Precisionist X has a little bit of more modern, integrated styling, though we do still have a silicone blue with a nice Bulova signed buckle here on the underside. Strap on the older model is still that same beautiful blue silicone and meets up perfectly with the case, but doesn't have that same integration, so swapping would be a little bit easier here. We do still have a nice Bulova signature on a little bit of a different style buckle on the underside. Case back on the Precisionist X is a solid stainless steel and covers up that amazing hyper-accurate quartz chronograph movement. The old style has a similar stainless steel sealed case back, housing the same impressive Precisionist movement. For my money, the wearing experience with the newer model is a little bit more comfortable. The integration of the strap curves perfectly and fits my large 8-inch wrist. The strap is comfortable and attractive, and overall I like the wearing experience here. It is tall, just like the other model. This older Precisionist isn't quite as comfortable, but definitely isn't a bad wear. The curvature of the lugs just doesn't quite hit as easily for my wrist, but may actually work better for a smaller wrist. This truly could be a toss-up between the two models, and it really will come down to your own personal taste. For my liking, I lean towards the newer Precisionist X. I think they're a very attractive and modern wristwatch, and both have an extremely impressive and accurate movement. If you're considering one of these, I recommend trying them both on side by side if you can. Hopefully seeing these two watches side by side really helps you and everyone to understand which model would be the best fit for them. If you'd like to purchase either of these, they're available on our website at righttime.com, or you can give us a call if you've got other questions. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time at Right Time.